What is the performance and profitability of laying hens after forced molting? Forced molting, also known as induced molting, refers to the measures that use artificial coercive methods to force laying hens to produce stress, resulting in nutritional, physiological, and metabolic disorders of the body, so as to achieve short-term concentrated molting and relaying of layers. It is estimated that more than 22 million layers are forced to molt each year in Brazil. While in the United States commercial layer management, most egg producers use feed restrictions to force flocks to rest and molt. At present, starvation is the most common method used to induce laying hens to molt in China. Many studies have reported that forced molting techniques can affect egg production, improve egg quality, and increase feed returns. Yue Wenbin et al. Conducted forced molting of brown shell laying hens and found that the daily egg number of laying hens at the peak laying period after molting was higher than that before molting. Elgendi et al. Found that, compared with the non-molting group, the laying rate of laying hens in the forced molting group increased significantly after molting. Mizuko et al. Treated laying hens with different molting methods and found that all laying-related traits of laying hens were significantly improved after molting. So what are the methods and procedures of forced molting techniques? First, before forced molting, too fat, too thin, weak, defective, and low laying rate of laying hens should be eliminated in time to ensure that the uniformity of the flock is above 80%. In order to improve the immunity and disease resistance of laying hens during compulsory molting, vaccination against avian influenza, Newcastle disease, infectious bronchitis, and mycoplasma can be completed 3 to 4 weeks before compulsory molting, and deworm once 10 days before molting. Days before compulsory molting, bile acids, 500 GT, can be added to the feed for 15 consecutive days, which can protect the liver of laying hens, remove toxins in the body, enhance the body's system and anti-stress ability, and ensure that the death is controlled within 5%. Before forced molting, the average weight before molting should be calculated by random sampling weighing at a ratio of 0.5% to 1%, and then the target weight range of control after molting should be determined. During forced molting, the temperature should be controlled at 15 to 25 degrees. In winter, pay attention to the cold and keep warm. Avoid the ambient temperature is too low, and the weight of laying hens is decreased too fast, resulting in low production performance in the second laying cycle. The chicken house should be kept clean. Clean the chicken house frequently. Remove the feces in time. Do a good job of ventilation in the chicken house, and control the content of harmful gases such as ammonia and carbon dioxide in the air. Generally, the relative humidity is controlled at 65%, 70%. High humidity can be ventilated. Pay attention to wind speed and temperature. Insufficient humidity to the ground to spray water or spray humidification. A one-time stoppage method is recommended, and the stoppage time is about 15 days. The cutoff time needs to be adjusted according to the health status, mortality, and weight changes of the chickens. In principle, the average weight of the chickens should be reduced by 25%, 30%, and the total mortality rate should not exceed 3%. After the end of feeding control, feeding is gradually resumed, and the content of calcium in the selected feed should be strictly controlled. At the beginning of egg production, use a high-protein, low-energy, low-calcium diet, including 2% stone powder. When the egg production rate reaches 20%, the proportion of stone powder in the diet is 4% to 6%. When the egg production rate reaches 50%, the stone powder in the diet is 8%. Both early and late feeding during molting affect the laying rate of the flock after molting. Multivitamins should be added to drinking water. Bile acid, 250 T, should be added to feed, and use it continuously for 30 days. This will help protect the liver of laying hens, remove toxins from the body, enhance the body's physique, and enhance the ability to resist stress. Bile acids can make full use of the lipids and fat-soluble substances in the feed so that the body can recover quickly, improve the coverage of new feathers, and rapidly increase the egg production rate. In conclusion, forced molting by starvation stimulates the second cycle of laying hens, increases the laying rate, and improves the quality of eggs laid by molting hens. It can also significantly improve the physiological metabolism of the body and improve the antioxidant capacity of laying hens after molting.